welcome to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today we're going to be talking about Prop 65 for California, which may be very confusing to people, but it is not intended to be that. So we're going to talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of what that means and how it affects you and how it affects your art materials. So Prop 65, that's the short name for it, but the actual name for it is the Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Enforcement Act of 1986. And yes, this has been in place since 1986. Not a short amount of time, over 30 years now, people. So it's not new news, but you probably need to know what the purpose of this is and how it's intended to lovingly protect you. One is that Prop 65 was intended to protect drinking water sources from toxins and cancer-causing agents that may harm you or generations after you, like your cute little grandbabies, by protecting you and making you aware of contact that you may come into with those substances. So basically, most of this is about labeling so that you're conscious of what you're touching, painting with, maybe exposed to, and all that kind of stuff. So the labels that you see on some of the products that we carry are intended to make you aware of your exposure to those different substances. Now there is a complete, you can Google this, Prop 65 chemicals. It'll give you a complete list of every single thing that California has labeled as either toxic or harmful or potentially harmful that may cause like birth defects or stuff like this. It's totally Googleable, so this is easy to find out. But some of the materials that we carry here at Cheap Joe's are on those lists. Things like cadmiums and cobalts and, you know, different barium and you know, those kinds of things. Those appear on the Prop 65 list, and the reason they are labeled that way is to kind of give you a heads up about how those materials can be potentially harmful to you and your body if you come into contact with them. So what are we talking about in terms of contact? We're talking about like the dry pigments can be possibly inhaled, so they are looking to restrict any kind of airborne particulate from you being exposed to, because it can be harmful to you. Also, like cadmiums and cobalts are also, you know, very harmful to your innards and your inner workings, liver, kidneys, all that kind of stuff, and cause some soft tissue damage. So they're really trying to make you aware of how you and your body are in contact with those in this kind of art realm. So don't put your paintbrushes in your mouth, ever. Under any circumstances, new or used, ever put them in your mouth. Also make sure to not put your fingers in your mouth when you're working, even if it's a habit that you maybe have. And also make sure that you don't have any kind of real long-term exposure to these. Would even advise, if you're worried about this, to paint with some gloves on. And then make sure that you don't have paint on exposed skin after every single session and stuff like that. This also includes water-soluble oils, because some people get confused and think, oh, water-soluble oils aren't as hazardous. Well, the cadmium that's in it is still hazardous, whether it's in, you know, a standard oil suspension or a, you know, water-soluble oil suspension. It's still cadmium, so you still have to be careful. Just understand these things take some special handling in order to protect you. And we want to protect you. California wants to protect you because we care. So we want you to be able to paint and create and be creative and wonderful for as long as possible, because we love you and we want you to take care of yourself. So be good to yourself. Be cautious when you're using some hazardous products. Make sure to read your labels and read your directions, and be safe and enjoy.